Last year I raced here and just had an okay day. And I think that's like the best way to describe my last few years of racing here. Like, it hasn't been horrible, but I definitely have kind of lost a few minutes on the swim. I've kind of underperformed on the bike, and you give up, 5 or 10 minutes of what you're capable of riding. And the last few years, actually, I've been in 11th and 12th place, which is just the worst place to be because you're right off that podium of the top 10. And so this year, I would just love to be back in that top 10. And my focus is just on taking a couple minutes off the swim, the bike, and the run. And I know that if I do that and sort of execute the race that I'm capable of, that could be a possibility. I really just wanted a different approach to the race this year. I've kind of been throwing the same recipe at the race the last however many years, and I've had good races, like I've been in the top 15, but I don't think that they've been kind of what I was capable of. And so I raced Ironman Wisconsin 5 weeks ago, and I had an awesome race. I won, and I set a course record. That was a lot of fun, and it just kind of has taken a little bit of the pressure off. And in the past, it's just been like Kona, 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 and that's all that's been on my head, and it's just created a lot of pressure. And so this year it's different because I was thinking a lot about Wisconsin, and then since Wisconsin, I have been more focused on recovery and just kind of enjoying myself in the sessions versus thinking like, all right, I've got this huge race coming up and putting a lot of pressure on myself. I kind of had a really solid year of training, no injuries, no hiccups. I think that aided in recovering really well from Wisconsin. Halfway through this year, I made a bunch of changes on the bike. I got a new bike fit, and we altered my training a bit and sort of changed the training and the taper into the race. And then we also changed a lot of my equipment choices, my helmet, my apparel, and then again, the bike fit. And so the test for that was at Ironman Wisconsin, and that proved to me that like, okay, we're on the right track there. For me, my best performances come when I'm focused on myself. One thing I think I do really well is race execution, and my past experience of being caught up in what's going on around me and letting other people influence and dictate my race usually hasn't worked out that well for me. It's awesome to have, Rinny back in the field, Meredith Kessler, as well as plenty of new faces. But for me, they're just additional numbers in the field. And a goal for me, like I said, would just be to race with blinders on and treat everyone as just another athlete out there and not really be impacted by others. I will put on my race face with about an hour to go, and then you kind of are starting to wonder, like, where am I in the race? But for me personally, my best racing, especially at Ironman racing, comes when it's like, am I focused on my nutrition, my pacing, and my race execution plan?